Hello, and welcome to another episode of Plant-Based Cooking with Chef Chris, the Southern Bred Chef. Today, we're going to make some chicken Alfredo, vegan style. Let's get into it. Everybody's always wondering about eating plant-based, and they say, hey, where can I get my protein and everything like that? Well, we're going to make, for our chicken today, we're going to make what's called a seitan. Seitan, we're going to use our vital wheat gluten. This is plant protein from wheat, right? So we're going to start out with our wheat gluten in a bowl. We're going to add in a bit of nutritional yeast. We're going to add in also some garlic powder, some granulated onion as well, and a bit of paprika because we want to get it, that good chicken flavor that we like to have. Okay, so now that we've got our base mix, we're going to take our dry ingredients and mix them together real quick. You want to get a good blend, so you want the seasoning and the nutritional yeast all blended well within your wheat gluten. Okay, now we're going to take this and we're going to add in a bit of vegan chicken broth. Now you can use any other kind of stock that you want this plant-based, whether it be mushroom stock or if you want to just use some roasted vegetable stock. But I always prefer to use a little bit of that better than bouillon chicken, no chicken base. So we're going to add in this a little bit at a time because what you want to do is you want to form it into a dough ball. You want to make sure that it gets a nice texture. It's going to be just like dough. So I always add a little bit in at a time. Okay. You see it's starting to soak up all that good liquid. It's going to get that good chicken flavor in there just a little bit more. And I think we'll be at where we need to be. That's right. So the consistency of this is going to be just like bread dough, like a thick bread dough. All right. Now that we've got our good wheat gluten formed for our vegan fried chicken, for our vegan chicken, we're going to now take this and make it into our chicken breast cutlets. So we take it and get it in elongated, roll it out. You want to squeeze it a bit because you want to get any air pockets out of this, right? Because, real meat doesn't have air pockets in it. So we want to emulate it as best as possible. All right, so now once you've gotten a log, sometimes it's easier if you want to take it and roll it into cellophane or plastic wrap to get your shape, because this also can be retained in the freezer as well if you don't use it all up on the day. So now while we have it in a roll, we want to do a nice biased cut on the roll. This is going to create the shape that we want to look. So it's going to look like our chicken breast. So you see, once you get it to that, you want to press down on it. Now, if you don't have on gloves, it kind of might stick to your hands. So you might want to use a little bit of plastic wrap at home on top of this to get you to that shape that you're looking for. So once you cut it on the bias and we flatten it out and removed all those air pockets, now what we have here is a homemade vegan chicken breast. All right. Now this chicken breast, we're going to cook that up. We'll cut a couple more because this is going to be the chicken for our chicken Alfredo. Now, there's many different ways that you can cook the seitan. I find that a combination of steam heating as well as searing it will give you the nice texture that you're looking for, because it's going to really put you in the mind that you got some meat going on here. Hold up, let me clamp in. There we go. And now we have fire. So we're going to let the pan get heated up a little bit. Now we've got our vegan chicken breast going on. And we're also going to make, from scratch, Alfredo sauce is going to be really tasty with our chicken breast. So why don't you get your pan, once your pan heats up a little bit, you also want to add a little bit of oil into your pan. It's going to give us that sear on that chicken. Now, in a separate pot, we're going to start getting our Alfredo sauce going. So we're going to put a little bit of olive oil in that. Let that get to a low simmer. We want to add in some fresh garlic. I like to make a roux to thicken up my cream sauces. You know, if we want to put the roux in first instead of adding it in later, I like to start out with the roux. So what we're going to do is make a variation. It's going to be a garlic roux, and it's going to add in plant butter. So about a stick of plant butter, and you're going to let that sit there on a low heat and melt all down. Now it seems that our pan is ready and hot and ready to sear. We'll take your plant-based chicken breast and lay them in your pan. Oh yeah, see that sizzle? We got that sizzle going on, baby. That's how you know when things are popping. All right, so we're gonna let those sear. We're gonna sear these on both sides. Then we're gonna steam them up in this pan as well, so we can make sure that that seitan gets cooked all the way through. Now here in our pot, we've got garlic, our plant butter, and we're melting that down. We're gonna add some flour to this and make it into a roux to begin our cream sauce. Yep, nice and melted. Want to add in a little bit of flour to this. It's going to start coming together. This will be our thickening agent. It's going to help our cream sauce be nice and thick and creamy. Now, when you're making cream sauce, plant-based, you can just use whatever type of plant milk you choose. Some people prefer almond milk. Some people prefer soy milk. I really like oat milk because it really has a great density and body to it. So I really love oat milk. So you're going to let your roux cook on down a little bit. In fact, I need to add a little bit more flour to that roux. There we go. Want to make it look kind of pasty. Now, since this is a white sauce, we don't want to brown up the roux. We want to keep it blonde. Now we'll add in our plant milk. Whisk in your cold plant milk to the hot roux. Make sure you incorporate that roux really well because you don't want it to start burning and sticking on the bottom, okay? So make sure you get this stuff off the bottom. And we've got our chicken breasts over here. They're smelling really delicious. I think they're ready for a flip. Let me give a flip on over. Yeah, our vegan chicken breasts. They get a nice browning on there. Now, after we flip them over there so they can start browning on the other side, we're going to take our lid and we're going to add a little bit of water to the pan just so we can get a good steam. Oh yeah, that's looking lovely. You always want to get a little bit of steam on that seitan. And there we have our vegan grilled chicken breast. We're going to set that to the side for a moment, and we're going to come back to that when we're going to add it in to our Alfredo. So right now, we've got our Alfredo sauce boiling up, and we're going to let that get thickened. So we want to tell y'all, while that's working and getting thickened up for us, just all about the great things that we're trying to do to bring plant-based eating to more homes, right? Because a lot of horrible things are in our food, and plant-based eating doesn't have to be crazy expensive in making it at home. And I'm showing you some simple ways that we can make some delicious and nutritious meals. Because just because we leave out the meat doesn't mean we leave out the flavor. All right, now as this is boiling up, I'm going to hit it with a little bit of white pepper. Just a tad bit of white pepper. You want to use white pepper in the cream sauce because you want it to be nice and have a nice flow of whiteness and not have the specks of the black pepper. Just a tad bit of salt. Got a few more minutes on that to come around. So you guys, Southern Bread Chef, just to let you know, we are also offering availability for catering and private chef events. You can check the links in the description and you can find out more information in regards to that. Our cream sauce is starting to thicken up a bit. Sometimes what I like to do, this is vegan or plant-based cream cheese. Adding this into your Alfredo sauce is going to help with giving a little bit more of that richness and creaminess that you're looking for in a traditional Alfredo. Also, to help boost up that cheesy flavor, we're going to add in a bit of nutritional yeast. Nutritional yeast gives you that good cheesy flavor that we're looking for without the cheese. That's starting to come together nicely. Okay, so our chicken breast is done, and we're going to go ahead and get that prepared to go on to our Alfredo. So you take the chicken breast. Now you see that the texture has changed. You see how it's jiggly? It's kind of like more of a meat texture. We're going to take this and we're going to julienne this right on up. Ooh, it's nice and hot too. Let's give it a try. Good texture, good flavor. I think this one is a win. So also in our Alfredo, I think we're going to add in a little bit of vegetables in there, just straight veggies. So I got a little bit of broccoli that I've cut up today. We're just going to do a little saute on the broccoli just to get it from being raw. So when we add it into our Alfredo, it won't just be raw broccoli, okay? A little bit. I'm going to steam that on up. We'll let that do its thing. We're going to hit, matter of fact, we're going to make sure we layer the flavors, guys. So we're going to put a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper onto this right here. Now look, our cream sauce is thickening up nice. Now you know when you got a cream sauce and it's the right level that you want it to be thickened up to, because it's gonna coat your spoon. You see how it's giving you a nice coat on that spoon right there? That lets you know, okay, this cream sauce is thickening it up to the point where I want it at. Yeah, that's real flavorful. That's some Alfredo right there, baby. All right. So now that this is done and thickened, we're going to cut this on off. Check on this broccoli. That broccoli is going. You want to let your broccoli get a little bit tender. Now, you don't want it to be mushy like baby food. You want to still have a little bit of texture in that broccoli, a little bit of crunch in that, just so that you're getting all your nutrients. We're not just going to cook all the nutrients out of that good broccoli. That's done. Now we're going to incorporate a bit of our sauce over into our broccoli in the pan. Next, we'll add in some of our pasta. You can use whatever pasta you want. I chose to use a tricolor rotini veggie pasta. So we'll add a little bit of that into that too. Because what you want is the pasta to also soak up the flavors of that sauce. That thing is smelling good already. All right, let's go ahead and get that thing plated on up. So we're going to take a little bit of our pasta and veggie mix. Nice and creamy. I think I might want to top it off with just a little bit more sauce. Just because I like my stuff saucy. All right. Now we'll hit it with our vegan chicken. Right on the top there. Nice and juicy. And we'll finish it off with some nice fresh parsley. Here you have it. Vegan chicken Alfredo.